Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how'd that feel to you?
For the most part, pretty good.
Good.
Like,
now, when you say for the most part, where did it feel where it was started to?
I mean, like the thing is, and I would ask it in prequal as far as like his motivate. Like, obviously they're moving, but he also said in the beginning that it's not going to be, his house isn't going to be built for like 8 months. Right. But he does have somewhere to stay. But then when I asked about the other decision maker being his wife, that she wants to be out there sooner rather than later. So to me, I'm like, okay, this is probably still worth going on the appointment. But in the prequel, I would have asked about like on a scale of 1 to 10, like as far as making this move.
What would be another question that you could ask, let's say, in that conversation? Because a few things, like one, it's very clear you have been intentional and purposeful about practice. I can hear it. I can hear you improving. I can hear you focusing on the script, and you're beginning to integrate it to where it's like conversational for you, which is good. I mean, that's progress, right? So we're just drilling down on kind of little things that you could improve on. So what would be a question that you could ask when you heard that? So you heard it, and internally you knew like, oh, that's a red flag.
Yeah.
So what would be another question that you could ask that could help you to get clarity on that before you even go into a closing sequence?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
I think it was the timing, like the question of like, you mentioned that you're not looking to do it right now. Is there an ideal time frame for you to maybe get back on the market?
Yeah, that and or, so it's like, hey, my job's to help you. It's never to talk you into doing anything. Let me ask you this. If you had an offer that was very reasonable, very acceptable to you in the next 30, 45 days, where it would require you to move in the next, 60 days or so, would that create a problem for you, or would that be okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So now I have clarity, right? Now I'm like, oh, and let's say he was like, no way, there's no way we could do that. Okay. Well, that's cool. Because again, I'm here to help, and I'll be here to help 8 months from now versus a couple months from now.
I did ask the question, if you knew that you could sell it sooner rather than later, would you still be interested in selling it? And he said, yeah.
Right. But you see how that's like, and this is good because you see how there's levels to that.
Yeah.
So he said, yes, but that's like kind of vague. So the whole thing about sales, what makes sales, nothing, everybody on this call, listen to me very closely, okay? Nothing will dampen your spirit more than going on unqualified appointments. Nothing will cause you to question your decision to become a real estate agent more than going on unqualified appointments. Nothing will create more doubt in you than going on unqualified appointments. Okay. So, and in this environment, I think we know this, 6.5 million to 3.9 million. The only people that are going to sell, 65% of the population have mortgages less than 6%. And like 60% have mortgages less than 4%. So it's like, why would anybody sell their home unless they absolutely had to? Like, everybody on this call will shop for like 2 hours on Amazon to save $100. Like, why do you think somebody's going to trade a 4% mortgage for a 6% mortgage? Like, they're not going to do that unless they have to. So we got to get really, really good at finding the 9s and 10s. And this skill of pre-qualification, guys, I'm telling you, dude, like, it's a skill that we didn't have to really be very, very good at previously in a marketplace where everybody's buying and the cost of money is really inexpensive and everything's flying off the shelf and everybody's getting the prices that they want. Anybody besides me notice that there's a lot more friction in transactions now? Yes? Look at everybody's heads nodding. Yeah, a lot more friction. So where's the friction start? It starts at, are you a 9 or a 10? If you're not a 9 or a 10, if you're like, hey, I just want a little bit more room for my dog in the backyard. No. Like, you got to be a 9 or a 10 in terms of motivation to sell. Then the friction continues in the pricing portion listing presentation. You didn't have to be really good at that previously. You could be like, yeah, sure, we can start higher. And then the marketplace would give them that or even a little more. That's not happening. If you don't get that pricing portion of the presentation right, I'm actually getting DMs from agents telling me that they don't want to list property right now. Lance is like, yeah, bro, I said that before. Can you believe
I've heard that a lot too.
They're actually saying out loud, I don't want to list property anymore. You know why? Because it's too hard. It's too difficult. The sellers are too demanding. I'm like, no, you're weak.
I said that. I'm like, I'm going to go work with buyers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like,
I said that on
I'm not going to go to the gym because it's too hard. Like, knock it off, dude. What you know what you're really saying? Okay, so there's two things in the marketplace, right? I mean, there's a few places where you can get direct feedback. You need an accurate assessment of reality in order to produce a good outcome. So I have to see the way things actually are, not the way I think that they are, but the way they actually are, and then I can make decisions in accordance with the way that they are, and that'll increase the chances I'll get what I want. There's only a couple places where you can get direct feedback, like real unvarnished direct feedback. One is nature. You think like you want to argue with me about like gravity not being real? Great, go jump off a cliff. Tell me if it's real or not. We live in a time now where everybody wants to argue about what's true. It's like, great, go to nature. You think you could sit in 3-degree water and say, I am warm and I am strong and you won't die of hypothermia? Great, give it a shot, see what happens. Second place where you get direct feedback is the markets. You think you have a great product and you're not selling any of it? Guess what? It's not great. You think you're the man at selling real estate. I've been on these calls. They're like, bro, I'm a rock star. I'm like, dude, you sell 10 homes a year. What are you talking about? Where are you getting this from? That's not an accurate assessment of reality. We were on a call like this and somebody's like, yeah, I think I'm as good as Jose. I'm like, no, stop. Don't ever say that out loud again because your outcomes are not in alignment with that, bro. He sells 150 homes a year. Whatever you're doing is not that. So why am I saying all of this? For all of you that are thinking and uttering out of your mouth that I don't want to work with sellers right now because they're too hard. Do you know what's really happening? The marketplace is telling you, you are not good at the skills required to list property and sell it. That's what it's telling you. And there's a direct correlation to the amount of truth that you can withstand to the amount of progress that you experience. So what you're really saying to me is, hey, I'm not good at determining if people are really motivated or not. Or you know what? I am uncomfortable asking qualifying questions that are direct and straightforward. You know what you're really saying to me? Hey, I am not good at framing the pricing portion of the listing presentation. I'm not good at presenting price. And then you know what you're saying to me? Hey, I'm not good at getting price adjustments because it's way too confrontational and I don't know what to say and I back away and I just crumble and I suck my thumb after like this. You know what you're saying to me? Hey, I'm not good at negotiating offers that come in less than the asking price because I just wanted to go back to the days where everybody got what they wanted and this was easy. That's really what you're saying. We have a choice to make. One, we stay there. We look for a magic pill. Anybody notice that everybody's looking for shortcuts, perpetually end up looking for shortcuts their whole life? If you do what's easy, your life becomes hard. If you do what's hard, your life becomes easy. I'm glad that it's hard, bro. If it was easy, the pay would drop dramatically. That's my sermon for this morning. Now, as it pertains to this, but do you see how this relates to this conversation? Because like, hey, we're talking and like, yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not in a rush. Okay, cool. If I just blow past that, and most of you will do this, I'm telling you, you'll ask the prequal. He'll still answer it the same way, but do you know what you say in your mind? I don't know, bro. Let's just go. I think I'm such a cute boy. I can just wow them with my personality. Okay, let's operate under the assumption of two things. One, you're not that cool. And two, none of us get paid on here for our looks. You need to let go of this idea that you can take somebody that's not motivated and make them motivated. That will never happen in your life. So I need to get much better at like surgically asking questions. Hey, my job's to help you. It's never to talk to do anything. I guess I'm curious, like if you had a really acceptable offer, terms and conditions that allowed you to accomplish your financial goals in terms of this sale, and it just required that you actually move in the next, I don't know, like 45 or 60 days, would that be okay with you or would that create a problem? Quiet. Well, I mean, I guess we can make that happen. Okay. And then I guess I'm curious, like if, and I'm clear that that is an if, you know, you did get that offer and you did move, like, well, what do you think you would do? Would you kind of live somewhere temporarily, or do you have someplace to go in the meantime while kind of waiting to make this move happen? Right? And then be quiet. Just getting good at continuing to keep qualifying to getting clear. Is this an 8, 9, or is this really a 9 or a 10? Because I think in this marketplace, you need to only be speaking to 9s or 10s. Because by the way, let's say you go on that appointment and then you're like, you know what? And he's like, yeah, I'll list it with you for this wild price. You know, I don't got to sell for 8 months. And then you know what all you'll do? Okay. And then you'll go back and be like, I just took a listing. I'm such a good boy. Look how strong I am. And then you'll show me the paperwork in the car like an idiot. Oh yeah, I just listed this property. And then it never sells. And then you know what the follow-up is? Oh God, this is so dumb. I don't want to work with sellers no more. No, the marketplace is giving you feedback. You're doing something wrong.
Can someone role play pricing?
Everybody's all concerned now that I just gave that sermon, bro. Everybody's quiet. Hey, pipe down real quick.
Let's go.
All right,
What's the role play?
do it.
What's needed?
Pricing portion of the presentation. Just CMA presentation.
Got it. Okay.
So I prepare what we call a comparative market analysis. In a moment, we're going to go through it. I'm sorry, your name's Salah. Hi, Salah. I prepare what we call a comparative market analysis. In a minute, we're going to go through it together as a team. So the purpose of this analysis, Salah, is really an attempt, like us as real estate agents, we make an attempt to make a very educated guess for the value of your property, and it's comprised of two parts. Okay, the first part, this is our competition here. These are homes that are currently on the market, which are not selling. Now, this is really important information for us to look at because the neighbors, they've actually done us a favor. There's no wrong answers, but can you guess what that is? They've tested the market at certain starting price points, and it's not working for them. Does that make sense?
Yeah, they're testing the market. I see what you're saying. I think my house is better, so I'm just not sure, why that matters. Like I have the additional bath, I have a better backyard.
All right. I'll see you later, Salah. I'm just kidding. let me get through this portion without any
No objections. Okay.
not no objections, but just let me finish this and then we'll go from there. And then you can give me some objections after it, if that's okay.
True. Yeah.
Hey, I'm curious though, Mario. Like, what's the kind of logic behind that? Like, what are you trying to what are you trying to accomplish with the role play?
Just a more realistic situation. I've never had anybody tell me that.
Oh man, I've had you've never had somebody stop you pre kind of presentation on price and be like, "Hey, bro, mine's nicer. Like, why are you even showing me any of that?" Nobody's ever said that to you?
I mean, we could practice that part, but I'm really I'm just trying to get better at this whole framing of this pricing portion. I could go into that. It's just not what I want to roll.
So you want to focus on the frame?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
So may I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Prior to jumping into the role play, state what you want to focus on.
Okay.
All right. Continue.
I lost my train of thought. Okay. So part two.
They were testing the market for us. That's where you left off.
Hey, and by the way, this is really good practice because anybody ever get pulled off their listing presentation when a seller goes on a rant and starts talking about their dogs and their neighbors and how the trash is outside and how the ducks are in the back? Yeah.
This is literally what happened to me on Sunday.
I know, bro. But look, I want you to realize, this is like Mr. Miyagi stuff where you don't realize that me stopping and talking to you was actually purposeful to pull you off track to see if you could jump back in right away. How many of you guys have seen me on a YouTube video where I can be talking in script, stop, tell you what I'm doing, and then pick right back up where I left off? Yes? Do you have to do that when you're on real presentations?
Yes.
100%. You could be like, 100%. Hey, time out. Don't ask me that right now. I just want to get through what I'm getting through, bro.
That's an objection. You have to handle that professionally.
I understand.
You see what I'm saying? My point is I get you. This is the skill of being. You know how many times I get DMs or people asking me questions like, "Yo, how do you get back on track when they pull you off?"
You have it internalized, so when they take you off track, you just jump right back in.
Yeah, so you want to get yourself to a place, Mario, where somebody can interrupt you, somebody could throw you off track. I'll give you an example. I was shooting a video the other day on the weekend for our new kind of agent roadmap series for agents that want to go from 25 to 50 deals and systems and things of that nature. My wife didn't know I was shooting it in my home office, and she literally walks in the room as I'm shooting it. What do you think happens when that happens? You're like, and you just stop for a second because you get distracted.
Right.
But then I waited a minute because the editors can edit it out. And then I jumped right back into what I was talking about. You know what I mean? You have to be able to do that with particularly the pricing portion. Because there is going to be a lot of pushback. There is going to be a lot of interjection while you're speaking. There is going to be yeah, that's cool. But I already told you, I want to get this. And it's okay, how do I address that, handle it, and then bring them right back, pick up right back where we left off. Start it again, bro. Let's go.
All right, you could just do whatever you'd like. You can interrupt as much as you'd like. So I prepare what we call a comparative market analysis. In a minute, we're going to go through it together as a team. Okay, now.
Hey, time out. You play like you practice, bro. Because I know you got a little deflated after that. I want you to sit up straight and smile. I can tell in your voice that you're not smiling.
I'm okay. I'm going to try it.
It's I'm a coach and I just reprimanded you on the field and you're like, oh man, I hate this guy.
I know. I shouldn't have volunteered to role play today. I'm noticing myself
Nah, you're good, bro. Just lock in, bro. You're already on the spot.
Yeah,
bro.
just lock in, dude. Come on, lock in. Whatever.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. I'm.
All right. No more interruptions. Bro. Okay, let's go.
It's all good. Okay. I prepare. Dude, give me a second. Hold on. All right.
Hell yeah, dude. Look, this is let me ask you guys a question, okay? Do you play to the level that you practice? Yes or yes?
Yes.
You play to 100%. The level that you practice. You know how most of you guys practice when you hop on role plays? Yo, what up, Derek? How you doing, bro? Oh, man, did you see that Bills game? That was crazy, dude. All right, we're going to role play this. Great, bro. Yeah, that's how you guys role play.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah, that's how it goes every time.
Instead of somebody stopping you regularly, hey, what are you doing? I can hear you're not smiling. Do it again. Hey, I know he pulled you off, but like, okay, great. Like, you should be able to get right back on.
I prepared what we call a comparative market analysis. In a minute, we're going to go through it together as a team. Now, the purpose of this market analysis, or CMA, is really an attempt to make a very educated guess for the valuation of your home, and based on current market data. And it's broken down into two parts. The first part, this is our competition. These are homes that are currently active on the market but not selling. So thankfully, this is extremely helpful data for us to look at, because your neighbors, Salah, am I saying that right?
You're saying it right. Yep.
Okay, Salah, your neighbors, they've actually done us a favor. Can you guess what that is? There's no wrong answers.
What is it?
They've tested the market at certain starting price points for their homes, and it's not working for them. So fortunately, we don't have to make that same mistake. We could just learn from them. Isn't that great?
That makes sense.
Okay, awesome. Now, part two, this is reality. These are homes that have actually sold and closed escrow. And we call it reality, Salah, because this is literally what buyers and sellers have agreed on for homes like yours over the past few months. Now, this is powerful as well, because here's the truth. You can list the home at any number you want, but the only number that matters is what it sells for, right?
Right.
Right. Okay. So again, we're going to look at these two pieces of information together. And because homes do vary in like size, location, condition, we're not going to get a pinpoint to the penny number, but instead a very tight, realistic range for your property's value. And then from there, it's going to come down to strategy, because the price we choose to list your home for is a strategy and not necessarily the price we'll end up selling for. It's just a way to position your home to get the most attention and exposure so that we can drive the price as high as possible. Does that approach kind of make sense?
I'm following.
Okay.
Hey, time out. I just want to stop you there.
Yeah.
Did you hear what you said at the end?
Does it kind of make sense?
Yeah. Did you hear what happened to your voice too?
It went high.
You were like, does that kind of make sense to you? Yeah. That's kind of being like,
yeah.
Do you want to go out? Maybe. Provided you have nothing else to do. Yes.
Yeah.
So ask it again, but this time have it drop. Be like, yo, does that make sense?
I just feel like I'm talking too much, and like the person's getting impatient.
You're not.
Okay.
So I think, okay, so this is good. So let's address this. So remember, there's there's results, then there's beliefs, but behind, there's results, there's behaviors, then there's beliefs. A lot of people come to me and they want a particular result, and then they want to talk to me about behaviors. But the interesting thing is that if you don't address the beliefs underneath the behaviors, it'll never stick and you'll never have meaningful, lasting change. So if you have a belief that I need to hurry up and rush through something because these people are getting impatient,
good point.
What is that going to cause me to do behaviorally?
It's going to cause me to do it rushed.
Yes. And when you're rushed, how does that make the other person feel?
They also may feel rushed.
That's right. So you just need to address that belief, because I would tell you, dude, I think everybody on this call knows that you're going to get unvarnished truth from me with love.
For sure.
In the hopes that it'll help you to improve. I didn't feel, and when I said it, Salah was like, nah, dude, like, didn't feel like you were like taking too long.
No.
You're just walking me through systematically, right?
And it's in the seller's mind, it's a serious situation. So they're kind of listening carefully, I feel like, to get a good feel for what you're saying. Like,
yeah, they're locked in. So like, think about it. Like, let's address that belief and let's kind of, reframe it for you. So 65% of Americans have the majority of their net worth tied up into their house. I would say that that's true for Canada or other geographic locations, right? The vast majority of people have the majority of their net worth tied up into their house. So as such, how important is this conversation around pricing their property?
Very important.
Now, if something's very important to you, because like there's different levels of like importance, right? Like we all have something that maybe was like, we say is important, but then like 2 months go by and we don't do it. Yeah.
Correct.
But then there's like, that's like kind of important. Then there's like important. And let's say something's very important. It's in fact urgent. What level of attention are you paying?
100% full attention.
Supersonically, I am dialed in. I just need to know. It's kind of like if you were on the plane when they give you the first thing about like, here's what happens in the event that there's an event. You're not even paying attention. You're watching the movie. You're on your, phone. You're messing around. If the plane is starting to shake and rattle and they say, hey, we need to have this conversation, I am completely paying attention. I am talking to other people to turn down whatever they're doing. Yes. Turn it off. It's distracting. And how much am I listening to everything they're saying?
100%. You're
am I sitting saying to myself, hurry up and get this over with? No. So it's just this false misbelief that you have around that conversation. When the truth is that they're going to lean in. They're going to really pay attention to what you're saying because it's what they really want to know. Like, how much can I expect to receive from the sale of the property? And you have to guide them through logically, right? So here's the interesting part. Most people would say to you, hey, work on that tonality. You see the way it dropped off at the end? But they won't address the belief.